It's a 10-year celebration, and what a decade it's been. Alex Ferguson's not only lasted the course, he's come up smiling, time after time after time. For Fergie, our congratulations. For David Beckham, bright new horizons, discovering what he's best at.
Shopping.
We turn the spotlight on the European dream and travel to Istanbul for a special report on a special European performance. Big Pally looks back in time to his first game in a red shirt 7 years ago. He's hardly changed. And is there anything this boy can't do? Phil Neville playing cricket and playing to the crowd. Get over! Two legends appear in our A to Z. It's the B's, Busby and Best.
George Best sold two dummies and now has made a chance for himself. His hat-trick!
Not quite the Oscars, but glamour aplenty as the stars turn out in force for the opening of the Red Cafe. And as ever, all the action, it's all you need on the most comprehensive Manchester United news service around.
My main priority in the first half of the season was to qualify in the European Champions League. That's not changed. Second was, I said, if we can keep up in the top four, round about with a few points of the leaders until December, then I'll be happy. So my game plans run to order really at the moment.
We begin back in September on a warm Manchester Saturday afternoon for what proved to be a stroll in the sunshine, with Eric Cantona leading his team with style and panache.
Chettle looking for some movement. He gets that from Dean Saunders, settling into this Forest side. Cross from Pearce. Michael stays on his line. Haaland and Lee go up, and Haaland has scored! A third-minute lead for Nottingham Forest. But to Cantona, just dictating things from the centre of the field. That's a lovely ball through. Pearce has made a mistake, and he's punished for that. Solskjaer with the equaliser. The young Norwegian capitalising when the former captain of England made a dramatic mistake, handing him the chance, and a natty little finish. Five-man wall. Seem a little nervous about facing this Beckham free kick. Oh, well placed, but an excellent save by Mark Crossley, goalkeeper who's called for Wales Beckham's. Usual boos from the travelling fans for Eric Cantona. And they can't stop skills like that. Now Poborski quickens the pace up. Good cross from him, and an excellent finish. Ryan Giggs with a rare header. All started by Cantona-esque play. Poborski quickened it up with the shuffle. The goalkeeper was nowhere, and the punishment from Giggs. Lovely layoff. Cantona has a huge gap to run into. Will he go himself? No, lays it on to Giggs. Good save by Crossley again. He's standing alone in stopping United. Giggs squares it. Oh, what a beautiful goal! Cantona takes a deep breath. Even he seems astonished that he scored then. They gave him so much time, and that was a big mistake. Cantona can do no wrong. Giggs has swapped wings. Forest defence has been run ragged. Poborski in the area. Poborski has won a penalty. An untidy challenge from Chris Bart-Williams. Little check, had just too much pace for him. And Eric Cantona can cap a one-sided afternoon. There it is. Manchester United 4, Nottingham Forest 1. The second of the afternoon for Eric Cantona.
It had been an impressive start, unbeaten and now in second place. And despite the arrival of 5 new faces pre-season, the press was full of speculation that Barcelona centre-back Miguel Nadal was to be the latest on the Old Trafford shopping list. As ever, things at United were never dull.
I personally think that the two wingers are too lightweight. I think they need some strength up front. If you look at the forward line, they're all small players. When you look at Ferdinand and Shearer, they've got the strength, so he might have to go into the market, I'm not sure.
Nadal, Barcelona. Hopefully him. Because Pallister's back, it's wedding, isn't it? It's every week. Can't travel on a coach, how can he play?
Quite happy with the team as it is. I think there are a few fitness problems, some of the guys being injured, especially Giggsy, but I have confidence in Fergie, and whoever he chooses, we're happy with.
Someone at Bazier's class would be nice up front, I think. You know, consistent scorer.
David Ginola would be good, I think.
Just because he's fancy.
Another new recruit took a bow in the first team at Aston Villa, Raymond van der Houw, beginning with a clean sheet.
Here's Beckham. Jordi Cruyff got in the strike. Pushed over by Michael Oakes. Gary Neville. Cruyff's header! Oh! There were inches in it. Cruyff acknowledging the quality of the cross. Beckham with the corner. Ronnie Johnson up from the back. And wins it. Solskjaer. Keane kept it down. Cruyff miskicked. Pallister. Cruyff. Giggs very quickly onto it. Giggs, Coles in the middle, off the post. Oh, Roy Keane tried to run it down, and now Staunton can clear it. Giggs. Coles header. Oh, back off the bar. Beckham. That's twice Manchester United have hit the woodwork. In a half where they've had to soak up almost relentless Villa pressure.
The only thing missing was that crucial slice of luck, and that's something Gary Pallister can identify with. It's been one thing after another for the big man recently. Mind you, in 7 years at United, he's just about seen it all. Gary had tasted success even before life at United. Consecutive promotions with Middlesbrough and consistently outstanding performances have brought him to the attention of Alex Ferguson, though his managers, Bruce Rioch and Colin Todd, were always reluctant to let him go.
I went to see him play against Rochdale for Middlesbrough. A typical Rochdale night, peeing down in a wee cup tie, and I said, there's a Hansen.
First thing I did see, he was lazy on the training ground, but he always had that ability to intercept, to read the game. To pass for a big man and good pace.
He almost went for about $4,000 as well, didn't he, at one stage?
I don't know. I know what we got from him.
It was actually £2.3 million and he became Britain's most expensive footballer. At that time, Alex Ferguson was criticised for paying so much, but he and new partner Steve Bruce were poised to become the best in the business.
The deal was done on the Sunday. Came down by train on the Monday, signed on the Monday. And trained on the Tuesday for the first time with the lads, and then Wednesday night it was straight into the game. So it was all really surreal. It felt like really as though it wasn't really happening, because, you know, one minute I was at Middlesbrough, next minute I'm at Old Trafford and playing for the first time in the famous strip sort of thing.
Number 6, Gary Pallister.
Oh, a strong challenge from behind by Pallister, and the new signing has set Lee Sharp away. A chance for Sharp to run at the Norwich defence. Good shot, good save. It's a bit of a stretch as Fleck goes in, but those long legs of Pallister win the challenge. Rain coming down, the ball slipping around. The feet of Pallister, who's enjoying the space. It's a lovely little chip as well for McClare to have a run. Bruce has a go at him. Pallister wins the tackle. Townsend for Norwich. Chance for them to break out of defence. It's a good ball to Fleck. And Dale Gordon has found space in the middle of the United defence, and Gordon has scored for Norwich.
The recollection of the first goal was that I was caught between two players, which really, if I remember, I couldn't do anything about. Yet obviously after the game the critics had a field day, and you know, I took the blame for that one. Then the one I couldn't get away from was the penalty. Rob Rosario, if I remember, just down here, came to the byline, and I tried to make a challenge, and it was a definite penalty, brought him down. And I'm not sure, was it Robert Fleck put the penalty away or somebody, I think. And I just thought, oh, that's all I need on my debut. And you know, it wasn't the greatest of debuts, and that's probably one of the reasons why I tend to push it to the back of my memory. But you know, it was great to be involved as a Manchester United player anyway.
Big men going forward for Sharp's corner kick. Pallister's header! Oh, and that sums up his night.
The headlines weren't great, were they?
No. The easy thing to do is to criticise people. I remember somebody saying, like, oh, for that type of fee as a centre-half, he should be scoring 20 goals a season as well. I mean, it's a ridiculous comment, but, you know what I mean, that's the type of thing that, that I had to learn to deal with.
I think if you look at Pally's debut, it was an absolute nightmare, and he went on to continue that way for about 4 or 5 months. So if he wants to deflect a little bit of the blame on me, then I'll hold my hand up and say, OK, Pally, but I think if he's honest enough to himself, and he's quite an honest geezer, that he'll say that for 4 months he had an absolute disaster.
We got doon from Norwich that night, and they didn't have a particularly good game. But over the next few weeks, I says, I know what the problem is with Pally, in the sense of how you had to develop something. He had absolutely no muscle. He had no muscle at all. So I set up a programme of weight training for him every day.
You mean you spent 2.3 million on skin and bone?
It's absolutely raw material. Raw material.
Yet another European night, Game 2 in the Champions League, an absolute cracker against Rapid Vienna. Memories of the Juventus disappointment quickly forgotten, as United ran the Austrians ragged in the first half.
Oh, my goodness, a mistake there. Solskjaer with a great chance now! And an excellent save by Consul. The mistake was by Shuttle. Beckham. Well, the pushing and shoving going on there, and a good advantage played by the French referee. Keane plays it in, and United, Solskjaer scores, and United get the goal they want. Well, it's been a long time coming, and Alex Ferguson at last delighted.
Takes half off it, round the corner, they're looking for offside. He gets his feet, gets him on.
2-0. It was Sturge's mistake, and he was heartily punished for it by David Beckham. In goes Giggs. Nice delicate touch there by Giggs. Cantona into Poborski, and onside Solskjaer. Can he get a finishing touch here? Just over. Lost his footing just for a moment, just before he struck it. But a riveting move there for Manchester United. Good movement, incisive passing, and almost the superb goal that would have been. A wonderful ball from Beckham. A terrific run by Gary Neville. A good cross coming in, absolutely inch perfect. And Solskjaer, to his credit, had taken up a wonderful position. But then the finish just wasn't there.
It was still the victory the manager had ordered, though, and with Juventus beating Fenerbache, it meant the group favourites were lying 1 and 2. Fergie's European Cup campaign was finally off and running.
Manchester United have won the European Champions Cup, and there is Matt Busby, tears in his eyes.
Beautifully curved forward by Cantona. Poborski now fancying his chances against Wilson. Karol Poborski for Ryan Giggs. Now Tottenham feel that the ball had gone behind, but Alex Ferguson is dwelling on the miss. Solskjaer gets it down, puts it in. Well, he scored in every game he's played in here at Old Trafford. Keeps the run going.
I thought he just delayed it a fraction long. This is the first time really that there's been the gap in between them. Clive Wilson, not as tucked in as he's been normally. The first touch was so assured, kills it, stone dead. But then when he took the little step, I thought he's giving Campbell a chance, he'll get the tackle in. But it wasn't to be. He reacted so quickly. Ian Walker went to ground. He bought the first little one. It didn't come, and then he just nicked it over the top. What a great finish.
Right, but we're enjoying it with its open field to it. Cantona and Butt and Solskjaer in for another one.
Well, that's the reason why we don't close it down. They're so confident in their own ability of creating the chances, and they do just that again. Tottenham are stretched, and this time they do pick out the right ball. Look at the options they've got. Look at Poborski at the top of the screen. When Butt joins in, that leaves Solskjaer free at the bottom of the screen. And again, the finish of a man who's so high in confidence. And again, it's all about passing moves, bringing players into it, giving them options. The man in the ball spoilt for options. And this, you know where it's going. I'm sure Walker knows where it's going, but there's nothing he can do about it.
Well, it's very hard to spell his name, pretty difficult to say his name, but we know who he is. Oh, it's come for Butt. Turned aside by Walker.
Nicky Butt's been excellent to set that midfield mark.
Beckham. Right. Oh, and in goes Butt. Great movement again, and so near to number 3 for Manchester United. The young fans barely looking any older than the hero of the day. There's a real baby-faced assassin in front of goal, is Solskjaer.
He's looking very, very sharp, very good. He probably needs this season to settle into the English game, but after that he looks like he's going to be a very good buy. Star buy, best buy of the season.
I played against their home in Norway recently, for 1 year ago, and then we're going to see he's going to be a tremendous player. He's very quick, and he's very good with both feet.
I think he surprised a lot of United fans when he signed, because he was an unknown, but he's done well, looks good, and a good prospect as far as I'm concerned.
Solskjaer looks about 12.
bloody good player.
5 goals, and you've scored every time you've played at Old Trafford. I guess this must be your favourite ground.
Yes, it is, of course. 55,000 shouting my name, and it's all unbelievable.
When you first signed for Manchester United, did you expect to be in the side as soon as you are and scoring the amount of goals that you are?
No, actually I didn't. I was hoping maybe to play around Christmas, but it's gone so fast for me now, so, well.
Andy Cole's another who can't quite believe his luck either, but for all the wrong reasons. A chest infection had limited his appearances in the first team early on, and then a broken leg in the reserves at Anfield. Just when he starts to get going, it seems the rug's always pulled from underneath him. No one deserves a change of fortune quite like Andy Cole, because in the reserves, he'd been on fire.
Busby getting now into full flight and leaving defenders in his wake. Plays it on to Cole, and Cole scores the goal. 1-0 Manchester United. Busby again. Very nervous, the Everton players, when he gets the ball. Back again, chance for Poborski, should score, does score, no Messi. There's only one man running this show, it's the long-haired check. Through he goes again, rise the challenges, rounds the keeper, can't score. Lays it on the plate, oh, and that's a wonderful finish from Andy Cole. Assist Poborski, wonderful goal by Cole. Strong challenge from Thornley, now Cole takes over the responsibility. Goalkeeper half saves it, and Paul Scholes finishes it off. Scholes. Poborski again, what trick has he got this time? A back heel nutmeg leaves the defender standing, and lays on yet another Manchester United goal. John O'Kane the scorer. Look at this for skill. Defender was looking at the player, the ball went through his legs, Poborski left in, O'Kane finished off. Now tees it up. Header from Cole under pressure, now Scholes is through. He's got a chance! And just about scores. Well, he knew where to place it, that's the main thing. Kane. Scholes off the bar. It's John Scales doing, he's given it to Thornley. Thank you very much, 2-0. Kane, who showed supreme confidence on the ball. Cook, now McClare, cross from McClare, and it's confusion and finished off by young Notman. Well, what a moment for the teenager.
Mind you, some things never change. The champions bang in form once again. What a team they are. Doesn't it say so much about the strength of the whole club? Let's just hope they can keep it going. It was gala night, limousines arriving as the paparazzi positioned themselves to point lenses at fluttering eyelashes. Chic and cool. The Red Cafe, now open for business.
Right collar, not the hat. Fantastic, isn't it? I mean, you're freezing stood out here, aren't you?
The glamour of a Hollywood opening night. The stars of the evening, the players themselves. The red carpet treatment for the Red Cafe.
As a veteran of celebrity bashes, how does this one rate?
Pretty good, because there's a lot of people I admire greatly here. Of course, there's all the United players, and it's nice to meet them. Some of them are old friends, and some I've never met before.
So how's it compared to the Rovers?
The drinks are cheaper.
The cheaps are drinking.
A lot better.
The great thing is, you can go there too. Watch your heroes while you eat. The Red Cafe is situated in the new North Stand, open every day, midday till 11 at night. Great food, great atmosphere. On opening night, there was only one thing missing on the menu.
This is Eric. Have a great evening.
Red Cafe, bon appetit. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. Bon appetit.
It was a great day for me to come back after 1 year, 9 months out of the pitch. But now it's another story. It's another game.
12 months on, how different are things? How different are you?
I played 40 or 50 games since, so I'm more fit. But no, just a football game. Good football game to play.
You're not a changed personality at all?
No, I don't think so. I don't want to.
James comes as he did in the cup final. The ball breaks loose as it did in the cup final. And Beckham can't quite do what Cantona did at Wembley. Well, who was on the scene but Beckham? And you might be 6'5" and sprawling across your goal, but you're not going to save this. This was gloriously struck. You just don't save them, David James, I'm sorry. What a goal. Mathieu, to make sure he didn't miss that, because Solskjaer got him behind him, and now Solskjaer for Cruyff. Collymore. McAteer's cross, and Berger's header.
Great ball, good header, and very good save.
Collymore looking for the run of McAteer. Well found. Liverpool pushing men on for the cross. Collymore took it very well. Great block by Schmeichel. The ball's not quite immediately in the goalkeeper's grasp. It is now. This is McManaman. Berger's made a run across. And Berger's in! And Schmeichel has done it again.
Now that's an incredible save. I'll tell you what, if you're not 6'5", you don't save that. He needed every inch of that left leg.
Another rock-solid performance from Peter Schmeichel. What an influence he is. His resolution at the back, protecting the vital one goal scored by the rising new star, David Beckham. Whoever coined the phrase Golden Boy must have done so with this fellow in mind.
What's your name?
David Beckham.
How old are you?
21.
Where were you born?
Leytonstone.
What position do you play?
Centre midfield. I've been to Tottenham and Arsenal, and I did enjoy it. I did enjoy doing the coaching down there. But you know, I've always been a Man United supporter, like my mum and dad, and you know, I've always wanted to play for United. So to get asked to come up Manchester for a week, as soon as I come up here for a week, I knew that was the first couple of days. I knew this was the club. The game where United beat Liverpool 3-1. I think it's the best atmosphere I've ever been in. It was at Old Trafford. gone down there because I was just about to sign for United, I think. So I've been down there then, and you know, to go and watch a game in that sort of atmosphere, that is the best atmosphere I've ever been in. When I do go out, you know, I've been out with friends before, my mum and dad, and there'll be people walking past me and like, is it him? And they're like, ah, is that him? Is that him? Like, and it's hard for me to get used to something like that, because people walking past me saying things like that, it's dead weird. People have said that, do I wish I've not scored it? Does it get on your nerves, people? But I don't see how, you know, people can ask me if it gets on my nerves, really, because to score a goal like that, you know, in a Premier League game for a team like Man United, it's just unbelievable, really. Shopping.
Good blooming answer, that's right.
Apart from to do with football, you know, I like to pass the ball, I like to shoot. You know, I'm not too keen on tackling. I think Schmeichs might have a few things to say about that, but you know, I did get one on Saturday, so I was quite pleased, and I did look around at him and see what he had to say, but he did clap me.
Present has a player on the line to try and stop Beckham, but it's not enough. A David Beckham special.
Well, he just says I'm better off coming up and taking him, so, but I don't argue with him for obvious reasons, but there's a few that can take a great free kick. You know, Pally keeps telling us he could take a good free kick, but I think the boss would rather someone like Eric taking them, or even Pete. Winning the double last season, you know, winning the league after so many people had said that, you know, the kids and Man United, they've gone. The first game of the season, but to turn it round, to win the league and then go on to win the double, I think that's got to be the highlight. It's got to be my mum and dad, definitely, because you know, they supported me through. You know, you get some people saying that their mum and dad never used to go and watch them, but you know, my mum and dad have always been there for me. Always watched every game, whether, you know, from youth team to first team, and they always will.
Remember these scenes? Galatasaray 93. Turkey's been a difficult place to visit for United in recent years. But this time round, Fenerbahce officials said it with flowers as the Reds touched down in Istanbul. It was very much business as usual, calm and peaceful at the airport, in marked contrast to tabloid reports of threats and violence that had fueled speculation of trouble back in Britain.
They made up the story. I mean, I met Turkish journalists yesterday, and they've said, we've read this in an English paper. I mean, you might have thought you'd come from here, but no.
Are your wife worries then?
She's very worried. She actually told me Sunday morning that there's no way you're going to Turkey, and I said, this is not the truth. I know this guy who wrote this, and it's rubbish. I know most of what he writes is rubbish.
The third game of the Champions League and the third time Manchester United have visited Istanbul in the past 4 years. Remember, this is the only city in the world that actually bridges two continents. We're here at the top of the Players' Hotel in Europe, yet the Reds will play their match against Fenerbahce across the sea in Asia. Meanwhile, there's plenty of time to relax.
Despite the calm, there were fitness worries. Gary Pallister yet again was struggling, and so too was Ryan Giggs. It's been the way of things just recently. The other manager, as always, was in irrepressible form. Sweet left foot. Fenerbahce are the best supported club in Turkey. They have an impressive array of trophies, and their president, Ali Sen, has big plans for the Fenerbahce future.
Fenerbahce is the biggest club in Turkey. We have 25 million fans. I'm an ambitious man, yes. And we want to be number one in Europe, and we will. If not this year, then next.
Scout Les Kirscher had accompanied Brian Kidd on a spying mission to look at the Turkish champions, and they'd been impressed with what they'd seen.
It'll be tough because I don't think there's any easy games in Europe, but I think the way Fenerbahce play their passing team, and I think that'll suit us. And I think it's what we do. That's going to be the important thing. It's how we go about it, and not worry too much about them.
One interesting footnote from today's Turkish daily news. It said if Fenerbahce win, the supporters will cause havoc in all Turkey's major cities. Worse, the regrettable habit of discharging firearms into the air, which has already cost a number of lives and caused several serious injuries. Kind of take their football rather seriously around here.
Fire and brimstone, flares and wonderful colours. A truly amazing atmosphere. 26,000 fans and a screaming public address system to help the home side along. United took time to settle, but when they did, they just grew and grew in stature.
Bülent by Tuncay. Kocha to Kostadinov, nice combination. Kocha trying the shot! Ibrahim. Kocha racing forward, Pallister racing across. He couldn't clear it. This is JJ Okocha. Goal kick awarded. But winning possession and getting away from Ibrahim. Cantona lifted into the path of Cruyff. Oh, that's a good save by Rushtu. And a good effort on the turn too by Jordi Cruyff, but a lovely setup from Cantona.
Oh, wonderful setup. I mean, Fenerbahce complained to the linesman, they thought it was offside. It certainly looked slightly offside, but I wanted to save, really.
Got the curve this time, blocked by Johnson.
And this boy, you know, he's scoring goals this season. He's terrific. I mean, he's really matured physically.
The game is becoming very stretched. Cantona. Certainly Fenerbahce are getting stretched anyway. Solskjaer, that's beautiful for Cruyff. And now Cantona, what a glorious goal. Manchester United go 2-up. Eric Cantona is the goal scorer, but the approach play was delicious.
Well, that will please Alex Ferguson no end, because you know, before the game he was making sort of excuses for Eric and saying, well, we can never have the odd bad game. And he's just turned it on here in this. He was involved all the way at the start of the move to the end of the move, and on hand there to knock it in.
Harry, you've said that this team, Manchester United, can win this competition. From what you've seen tonight, do you feel happier with that prediction?
I didn't wait the games tonight to think that. I train with them every day, and I know what we can do. We can do very well. We can win it, of course, but it's still a long way.
Positive stuff from the captain, 6 points from 3 games, and a pleasing performance for Alex Ferguson. Winning away in Europe, never easy.
In previous games, Okocha played centre midfield, near to the front.
He was a threat, wasn't he, to start with?
And what he did was he went and become a third player up front, moved around the front area, and he dragged Ronnie Johnson in there for about 5-10 minutes or so. I started trying to get the message across. Of course, the noise in the stadium was hard to get the message out anyway. Then after 15-20 minutes, when we started to get possession of the ball, Okocha had to go back and try to defend. So in a way, we then solved our own problem by getting decent possession of the ball. The second half, I knew that they had to win the match. They would have to take chances. I made that point. I said, they will have to take risks now. The disciplined performance of the first half, a 3 sitting in the midfield, their full-backs not going too far, only works for so long. They know they have to win the match. So, if you remember the first goal, we defended well in a half. After, 10 minutes of the second half, it was a great start to the second half. And what the experience I gave the players was that they said, oh, they're dead now, the crowd's quiet. You know, that's the way to quieten them, you know. Second goal was another
special,
fabulous goal, yeah. The imagination by Solskjaer, the wee back heel, I mean, Cruyff Cruyff's put a good ball into him, and Eric's been in supporting. He's looking for it off of Solskjaer. But credit to the lad, he's picked Cruyff out after he played his pass, and he's running behind him and he's backheeled it in. And it's opened him right up, because I think they were concentrating on wanting Cantona, you see. And immediately that happened, Cantona's in the edge of the 6-yard box to finish for us. Game over. Oh yeah, it was game over, all right.
But if Istanbul was the season's highlight, then St James's Park, Newcastle was a heck of a place to come crashing right back down to earth.
I thought we did quite well against Newcastle. I think we dominated the pressure in the right areas of the field, which caused us in many ways our own problems. And I think there were crucial moments in the game. You know, the players get frustrated because they thought the first goal wasn't a goal. Now, to my mind, the ball goes over the line to me. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if the linesman's guessed or not, it's still a goal. So that wasn't a problem for me. And maybe the players get frustrated because I don't think the referee was giving them any help anyway in the game. But the second decision of the referee, or a non-decision, was the penalty kick. To me, that was the fact that Genoa scored 4 minutes after it. That was a crucial moment for me. Why it isn't a penalty kick then? You couldn't possibly understand that, but it happens sometimes. You just don't get them, and that's it. And the second goal, Genoa scored was such a marvellous goal that I allowed them to just sit and defend in their own half for the rest of the game. But in the first 15 minutes after half time, we're unlucky not to score 2 or 3. You know, if we'd have got the first one, we was knocked off the line from Eric Cantona, I think would have done well. I think we've gone on and get a result all right. But obviously the third goal, a breakaway, that's a killer. But we kept chasing the game, and we're not the type of side to say, well, we're going to accept us 3-0, we're not going to lose anymore. They kept at it, the players trying to win the game, and that's a great attitude. It's not a sensible one when you're down 3-0, I suppose. And you have to hold your hands up to the fifth goal, which was a marvellous goal from Albert. Great chip. So, 2 marvellous goals against us. Bit of controversy about it. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Newcastle need help to win the league. You know, and they got a wee bit of help that day.
Good news on the injury front. Roy Keane back in the lineup for the Coca-Cola Cup. So too Phil Neville after 2 months away. Returning after 2.5 years, Ben Thornley, who happily looks as sharp as ever.
Poborski. Thornley links up with Scholes. Poborski now for Manchester United, and that's 1-0. Karol Poborski scores after 19 minutes. A sweeping move by Manchester United, involving Ben Thornley and Paul Scholes, and finished off with some style by the Czech Republic international Karol Poborski. Gary Neville now. Swept towards Keane, down to Thornley. Great jet, Poborski. Oh, how lucky can you get? Scholes comes to within an ace of making it 2-0. Now Swindon can break. Porlock. And this is Walters. Elkins in support. Walters chips to the back post. Oh, terrific save by Van der Hauw. Walters to take the corner kick. Seagraves is up there. It's played to the back post. Seagraves. And a goal for Swindon Town, who are level. Thornley. Thornley's shot is beaten away. Bit of uncertain defending now by Swindon. This is Keane. He has a beating of Leach. Scholes. United are in front. Paul Scholes on target. And on that occasion there was little Frank Talia could do in the Swindon Town goal.
It was a terrific drive by Paul Scholes. And didn't Fergie enjoy that one?
He wasn't so happy 3 days later, though. There's just something about the Dell that doesn't go with Manchester United. It wasn't the strip this time either that confused the issue. It was just that Lady Luck had gone AWOL.
Launches the ball in. Will flick on. Puck goes in and he falls to the floor. Several of the Manchester United players believe they should have had a penalty there. They feel that Butt was impeded as he went for the ball. Leading the complaints was Roy Keane. His name is taken by referee Jeff Winter. Support by the home fans. This is Austin stuck playing the ball short. Oh, lovely back heel. Here's a chance for Austin Stat. Saved by Schmeichel, but Berkovic makes sure. Keane goes in and collides with the Southampton player who looks to be in some pain. Jeff Winter calling the physio on for urgent attention to the midfielder, and Keane's been sent off. Well, already yellow carded for his previous comments to the referee about the alleged penalty incident. The referee saw this as a late challenge and felt that Keane should be booked. 2 yellows equals a red. So United having to regroup, and Letizia has beaten Schmeichel. Wonderful lob by the England player. Present has a player on the line to try and stop Beckham, but it's not enough. A David Beckham special. Well, when he hits them in that kind of mood, they're unstoppable. Berkovic linking up with his needle. Beckham keeps it away from the goalkeeper, and well, it's going to be one of those afternoons. Jordi Cruyff with a chance. I think it's shooting distance. Beckham plays it in, and David May puts more fight into the United game. It's 3-2, they're fighting back. Again, a wonderful free kick from Beckham. May muscled it. Something special from Berkovic, who's really making a name for himself in this game. It's now beginning to tire, just a couple of minutes to go. Rochdale is through! And he's picking on United's fatigue. Plenty of blue and white shirts in the Southampton box. May goes up, and Scholes has forced one in. And it's consolation for a spirited United performance. Nielsen just waiting.
Can't win all the time, can they? That's the problem. Everyone expects them to win every match, and they just can't do it.
A mere blip on the horizon.
Ferguson's the man. He's not made any mistakes. He's not made any mistakes at all yet, so he'll get us back right. Don't worry about it.
Against Newcastle, there's nothing we could have done about it. We played quite well as well against Newcastle, but against Southampton, it's just a bad day.
We've just had a couple of bad games. Everybody has a bad game. Doesn't really mean anything at this, it's a bit early yet. It's only October. It's a long way till next May, so...
Still win it.
Yeah, we're still in it. We'll still win it.
You know what they say, when the team is struggling, the captain always turns to his partnership breakup. I'll go. He could have played for England. At cricket, that is. Phil Neville's one of the natural all-rounders, who as a youngster was just about the hottest cricketing property around. He captained England's schoolboys, he played for Lancashire Seconds at the age of 15, and it all started here at Greenmount Cricket Club.
Well, when we was young, when my dad used to go into bat, we used to always stand at that fence there, and he used to always hit the ball over the trees, and we used to go and fetch the balls. And then when Gary was here, he used to do it.
Well, you used to hit him over the trees?
He used to hit him over the trees as well, but I could never do it. And
but you were probably a correct kind of player.
Well, I think that's what my dad and my brother always used to say to me. He said, I never had the power to do it. Gary used to call me Jeff Boycott, because I was not his sort of batsman, really.
Well, were you more like David Gower, do you feel you are? Left-handed?
Yeah, left-handed, and I think he's one of the best left-handers of all time, so if you was a young lad, you was always David Gower if you was a left-hander.
What kind of crowds would you get? What kind of atmosphere would we have on a great day, a nice summer's day, which it sort of is today? Goosebumps on the goosebumps there. But,
in the middle of winter. I used to get a lot of people down on a Sunday afternoon to watch. If we had Mark Taylor used to be our pro, the Australian captain, yeah, and
wow.
He used to, I'd say at least 1,000 to 2,000 on probably every Sunday afternoon watching.
And you broke records, didn't you?
Yeah, I broke records at under 11s, under 13s, and under 15s. At under 13s I broke Michael Atherton's record, and under 15s I think it was John Crawley's batting record of runs in a season.
What was your top score?
It was 193, not out again for Lancashire. I was just going for my 200, and with 2 balls left I needed 8, and I was going for 2 and I run this lad out, so I couldn't get me 200.
Wow. 193 not out?
Yeah.
Incredible.
50 overs, yeah.
Incredible. Oh, 50 overs?
Mm.
Was it always going to be football, or how did the choice come about?
Well, from 11 to 14 it was always cricket, and I think my dad's ambition was always for me to play at Old Trafford at cricket and Gary at Old Trafford at football. And then I got picked for the under 15s at both cricket and football, and it was 1 week I played in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin in front of 60,000 for England schoolboys at football. And then I flew home on the Friday and I played cricket for England, and there was nobody there, you know, it was just the families watching, and there wasn't the same buzz or anything, but you know, I loved both experiences, but it probably just swayed my mind, really.
Don't you think, you know, when you see great test matches at Lords and things like that, and you see the bat, I mean, there's no more great theatre than that, is there, when you play 100 at Lords? Do you ever think, gosh, you know?
I think sometimes when you see like a big final and you see the atmosphere there, you know, I think it's an atmosphere where you can enjoy all day, because the game lasts so long, you can enjoy it, and I'd love to play in that kind of atmosphere and have a go at it, but I think the cricketers think the same as when they see a Wembley final and a match at Old Trafford. I think they think the same. You're
saying to me you can't complain, is that right?
Yeah.
He's never hit a 6 over these trees. Dad and Gary have. There is your chance.
Rob, stick to football.
Point taken, Phil. Fenerbache at home next up in the Champions League. Victory would mean qualification through to the quarter-final stages. They'd done the hard part, beating the Turks in their own backyard, but once again it seemed the gods just weren't on their side.
Played wide for Jordi Cruyff, with Irwin going outside him. Poborski up through the middle. Cantona's waiting in there too. Towards Eric Cantona, up he goes. The fist of Rusto. Keane is there as well. Beckham is there too. Beckham, will it fall for him? Will it fall for Cantona? And just wide. Borski picking it up for Manchester United, responding now to that challenge. And suddenly Nicky Butt is through. And Cruyff is in there too. A back heel, and it doesn't cross the line. Taken on by Cruyff. This is much better now. Cruyff now taking it from Cantona. Oh, just wide. With Bolic away down the left. And only 2 back, 3 back now for Manchester United. This could be a problem. Bolic with a... Oh, it's in there! Bolic has scored for Fenerbahce.
The first defeat at home in more than 40 years of European competition, a statistic that Alex Ferguson could well have done without. Yet the table still shows that United are handily placed. Juventus are definitely through, and they're next at Old Trafford.
George Best sold 2 dummies and now has made a chance for himself. His hat-trick!
Best going in on it. Best! Oh, beautifully taken by Best!
To Best, here he goes! And George Best sets a club scoring record, 6 goals in a match.
Huge roar from the crowd demanding a goal. Well, Roy Keane was close there. Corner to be taken by Wise, the captain. Clark and Dewberry forward, just behind the penalty spot. And that was Dewberry! And Chelsea have taken the lead. Well, not pleased with the pass, but Vialli might be. It was Levert who put him through, and Schmeichel has stayed back, and Vialli has scored. Solskjaer's up. This is Keane. Wide again, good ball. Beckham. They're packing in there. David May! Oh, and hooked away. And now Hitchcock comes to meet it. Taborski! Oh, deflected! Goal! They're back in it with 10 minutes to go. Hitchcock came for the corner. Karol Taborski volleys this. That may well have been David May in there.
10 years in charge, football will continue to throw up new challenges and new opportunities, and if anyone can grasp them, then he can. Here's to the next 10 years, Mr. Ferguson.